And welcome to the Blazing Defender Report with your host, a.k.a. the big bearded bastard, a.k.a. the guy your mom warned you about, a.k.a. the Blazing Defender. Welcome everyone to the #1 show where the host wears no pants. No shit. Right now, if I stood up, you'd have thought your computer screen was in 3D. No shit. Welcome, everyone. All jokes aside, I usually do my show in one take. That right there, that first 7 seconds took me about 10 times to record tonight. I apologize. I am probably legally drunk. Like, if I was on a bicycle, a horse, a fucking lawnmower, they'd probably arrest me and throw away the key. No shit. Woodford, of all things, tonight. Woodford? I don't even like Woodford. Woodford's fucking garbage. Oh, and before I get started, there is a parental advisory on my episodes, on all my episodes. I am an adult. I talk like an adult. I've waited for years to be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say, and that's my show. I hope it doesn't offend you. I hope you're an adult just like I am, because I like to speak to adults. Even though I do have a way with small children, as frightening as that may be, I do. I don't know what it is. They I don't know. They want to fucking touch me, and I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's so strange. Maybe it's because they sense my fear. You know, it's like a fucking pit bull. They sense my fear, and they're like, yeah, like little fucking baby zombies or some shit. I don't know. Glad you could be with me tonight. Have a lot to talk about. We got a lot of TV. We got a lot of movie. We got a lot of fucking comic book. We got all kinds of shit. I have a new setup. I wish I could show you. I've got like a boom now and a rig, and I got a new snowball. My new snowball. Did you hear that? I don't know. I don't know if you fucking heard that or not. But I'm really excited. I think it's going to work out pretty good. High dollar shit going on in BDR Studios. I have at least now, I bet we're close to 3 digits on the setup going on right now in Blazing Defender Studios. No shit. 3. Telling you, 3 digits, man. No decimal point either. No shit. Honestly. No, welcome, guys. All jokes aside, welcome to the Star Wars Force Awakens edition of the podcast. See, I'm all decked out my best shit for you guys. Very, very excited. I'm recording on a Tuesday. I will see the movie on Thursday with the Ohio River Valley cosplayers. Very, very, very excited. They're in my shout-out section. I'm getting ahead of myself. Like I said, I'm fucked up right now. I apologize, but this is kind of how I have to do things. But we're going to have a lot of fun Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be using Periscope or the Facebook Live app. It's kind of a different thing. I'm not real sure about it. I'm not real versed on it. It may end up being on Periscope. I'm just trying to reach more viewers. But we're going to have people that are in cosplay, great cosplay. I'm going to be talking to them. We're going to be having some interviews. We're probably going to be in a bar setting, so there's going to be some drinks. There's going to be some debauchery. There's going to be some insanity and drunkenness. The only way the BDR does it. That's it. That's how we do it here. We have fun. It's a great time to be a nerd, man. We're going to celebrate that shit. So I hope you guys join me. It'll be on Thursday, and I'm going to try to make as many things live as I can. We'll figure it out. But there's going to be some great stuff no matter what. You guys are going to see it. I'm going to post it on my site, blazingdefenderreport.com. Please join in. Shout-outs real quick. I want to get this shit over with. But this is shit that I have to do. It's like if you got on like a big TV show, you want to be like, hey, Mom. Well, you know, and you wanted to say hello to Sally that would never fuck you in high school, but you always wanted her to, but she wouldn't, and now you're a big deal. And so this is kind of what I have to do. I want to do it because these people help promote my show. I want to help promote them, and I dig their shit. There are some people that promote me that thank you, But I'm not going to promote it on my show. It takes up too much time, and I really don't like their content. So, with that being said, I apologize to you. I'm sorry. But we're real here, man. We're fucking, this is as real as it fucking gets right now because I don't give a fuck. That is the absolute truth. All right, shout-outs. Comic Book Jacked on Facebook. Closed Facebook group. You got to know somebody to get in. Well, guess what? You're in fucking luck. You know the fucking Blazing Defender, a.k.a. the Big Bearded Bastard. I'm an admin. You want an approval? I got your back, Jack. Come on in. These guys do insane shit. It's like, I've done this analogy before, but like I said, I'm drunk. My shit's not firing. All my synapses are all jacked up right now. So, Squirrel Girl versus Galactus. Who would win and why? Let me tell you what. There have been arguments, that I'm like, whoa, hey, thought-provoking. It ain't fucking 2020 or nothing, but man, it's a lot of fun. Great site, Comic Jacked on Facebook. Get on it. You're going to love it, man. It's debate central, and the admin are great. They're very active, very passionate, very knowledgeable, which you can't say about a lot of Facebook groups. I'll be honest. I'm in a bunch of them, and they're not very knowledgeable. So, Comic Jacked on Facebook. From the Helicarrier, my dogs. I tell you what, I give these guys a big shout out only because they're assholes. No, seriously. No, all jokes aside. These guys are great. They helped me when I started playing Avengers Alliance on Facebook. I would have got out of the game long ago if it hadn't been for these guys. They kept me involved. They have a great podcast of their own from the Helicarrier. But they're expanding. They're very knowledgeable about many things. And these guys are excellent podcasters. So please give them a shout out, give them a look, give them a listen. They're having a network that I'm supposedly going to. I don't know if this shit's ever going to happen or not. They tell me it is, so I'm staying right with it. Charles McFall, these guys have helped me. Soapbox Klotz, Paul Klotz. All these guys have been very, very helpful to me in getting my show and trying to help me refine my show. As big a monumental task as that is, these guys have helped me. So big shout out to the From the Helicarrier Network. All right, the great superhero debate with my man Debo. He's got a great site. He posts everything from great movie news to gifts to just really cool pictures that I've never seen before. And I spend a lot of time on the internet, and he'll post something and be like, epic or lame. And it's always epic, always. So big shout out to Great Superhero Debate. Go check that page out, man. It's a super awesome page. And my boys, the Ohio River Valley Cosplayers. ROVC, ROVC. Hey, you guys got an acronym now, man. I'm proud of you, man. That first name you had was like, I don't know, it was like 60 fucking syllables and shit, man. Nobody could do that. But no, a lot of good people in this group. Good cosplayers. I don't know if they realize it or not, but from an outsider looking at, I'm not a cosplayer. I dress up and shit, but nothing to the extent these guys do. But their group is solid. I mean, like, I'm not talking about some people go out and get some fucking Halloween costumes, people. I'm talking about, like, they do it up. And they're making full body suits. I mean, it's awesome. These guys rock. And I'm so excited for Thursday night. I get to talk to these people. I get to ask them about their costumes, what it takes to be a cosplayer. Have you ever had coitus in your cosplay outfits? I've got some great questions. You guys are not going to want to miss some of the shit that I ask these people. So I hope I have some good sports, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm so excited for the movie. We're going to get to that later. But, and I want to give a big, huge shout out to my boy Chad Nuss, artist, writer, comic book creator, future superstar in this business, I think. He's got a book called The Silence. Go to thesilence.com. Go to Chad Nuss on Facebook. Look his shit up, man. I've shown prints on the show before. I know you guys have seen his artwork. He's amazing. From the synopsis that I have for the comic, I think it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. He's told me I'm going to get some pre-release stuff. I cannot wait. It's going to be so fucking dope, man. I mean, dude, I get excited over shit that I love, and I'm loving his shit right now. So it's a very sci-fi, futuristic, violent story that I think he's going to tell. So I'm very, very excited for his stuff. So please, please, please check him out. All right, now, let's get to the movie news, man. We got a lot of movie news, a lot of TV talk. Let's talk Jessica Jones for a second. Okay, I had finished the season. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Fast forward about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna give like a. If you see this, then that means you're free. You're free to move on with the show. I liked it. I loved the first 5 or 6 episodes. It started to drag a little bit for me. I loved the introduction of Luke Cage. I thought Luke Cage was amazing. I really, really like Kristen Ritter. And she plays a character that's very hard to like. Which, that's okay. That's okay. Because in Alias, she was a very hard character to like. Alias was an amazing comic book that was from the Marvel Max line that was a very adult, sex, language, kind of like my show without the sex, which thus my life. But anyway, it was very, very true to that comic book. And I'm very curious to see how they change her and going into the Defenders. But let me just say, the Purple Man, fucking stop. I mean, Purple Man was the shit. To me, other than Loki, he is my favorite Marvel villain right now. He is, I mean, as demented as he is, he could have had a lot more than what he wanted. And that was Jessica. And that kind of changed his whole mindset. He could have been a lot more ruthless in a lot of different ways. But an excellent portrayal of that character. I was not a Doctor Who fan, so I do not know this guy from the Doctor Who, but he was an incredible actor. I bought it. He's the Purple Man to me. So great job, Marvel. I mean, you did something different, and you made a hero, a reluctant hero, no less, likable, but at the same time unlikable. So excellent job. I loved it. But I do feel like it could have been 10 episodes. I feel like the last 4 episodes, I lost the Purple Man, which was one of the most intriguing parts of the show. And I felt like they could have dived into her origin story a little bit sooner. They could have introduced the nefarious company that did the experiments. They could have introduced them sooner, I think. And Nuke. Let's talk about Nuke for a second. Very excited when I heard Nuke was going to make an appearance, but a pill? Come on. That I did not like. I did not like that at all. And Hellcat, Trish Talk. Trish, you can be on the BDR report anytime you want to be, but I'm not going to promise I'll wear pants. Because I didn't want to wear pants when I watched Jessica Jones when you were introduced. I think she's smoking hot. I was really kind of hoping that she was going to be Carol Danvers. And then I realized that she was going to be Hellcat. Actually, a friend of mine on Facebook said, no, I think she's Hellcat. And he was right. Oh, happy birthday, Jimmy. Jimmy Baladares, happy birthday, brother. I'm sorry, I meant to do that earlier in the show and I forgot. Like I said, I'm drunk. But Jimmy pointed out to me that this is Hellcat, and it is, and it was, and she's taking the pills, and I don't know, didn't dig that, but it wasn't Daredevil, people, it wasn't, and that's okay. It didn't have to be Daredevil for me, but I thought it was very good introduction to a character, very differently done. Kudos, Marvel, you're still killing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, enough of that shit. Let's talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trailer. Now, I know I'm gonna come out and say this. I have not seen the first movie. I know. Shoot me. I heard mixed reviews. I heard Turtle fans say it was awful, fucking terrible. I heard Turtle fans say, man, I kind of liked it. I liked the 90s. Was it the 90s version, Turtles? I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Maybe it was 80s. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking old. But anyway, I liked it. And it was not Eastman and Bard's Turtles, because I have some originals of those, and that shit's a violence. They're violent, and I loved it, even though the movie was a lot more kid-friendly. Cowabunga Dude and all that shit, you know. But the teaser trailer for the second movie looks great. And I know people hate her, but I'm a Megan Fox fan. I mean, come on. I like her. She looks great on camera, and she don't have to do much for me. So I thought that, you know, I'm glad to see her in the trailer. You know, she's tying her shirt up and everything. I'm like, fuck, I'm in. Stop, I'm in. Big Stephen Amell fan. You know, he was cast as Casey Jones. Spoiler alert, sorry. Oh, there you go. Y'all can come back now. That's my signal for all the Jessica Jones spoiler people that haven't seen the rest of the season. But big Stephen Amell fan, so I'm really cool to see him. I thought the Turtles looked great. I thought the action looked great. So I'm in. I'm in like Flynn. I'm gonna go. I'll see the first one before I see the second one, of course. But I'm very, very, very excited for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So, hey man, cowabunga, right? All right, now let's talk about the Xmen Apocalypse trailer. I'm going to be honest with you right now. From the teaser trailer, I had Fantastic Four vibes from this movie. After seeing the way Apocalypse looked, after just seeing how generic everybody's costume looked, was not a fan. And I told a buddy of mine, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Fantastic Four was bad. This might be on par with Fantastic Four. Nothing's going to be that bad, but it might be. People saying, hey, Bryan Singer. X-Men 2 was okay. X-Men 1 does not stand up. And Superman Returns with Brandon Routh was fucking horrible. So Bryan Singer does not have a lot of cred here on the BDR report. Now, Bryan, throwing this out there, if you want to come on the show and explain your decisions on some of the movies you've made, be more than glad to hear you and be very objective with you, even though I think your shit sucks. But with saying that, I was very, very, very impressed by this trailer. I thought Apocalypse looked a lot better. I loved it when he grew huge and he was holding, I want to say it was I don't know if it was Fassbender, it's Magneto down, or Professor Xavier. Don't know if it was one of them he was holding down, but he got all big. I thought that looked great. His voice at the end where he's talking about building a new world. I was like, ooh, shit, that looks fucking awesome. I love the Four Horsemen. I'm glad they're introducing that into the movies. I love that. I think that is so cool. And I thought it was so cool how they're using biblical elements of the Bible and being like, well, hey, they could have got it from Apocalypse because he's the first mutant. We don't know how long he's been around. He's been around for maybe thousands of years. So very, very cool. I'm excited. I'm very excited now. Now, in the hierarchy of things, Civil War is my baby. That's what I'm living for right now. Batman Superman is right up there. I mean, I'm talking, it's like if these are heels, it's nipping at the heels of Civil War. Now, as I didn't give a shit about Apocalypse. Now I'm like, ooh, give me Wolverine. Give me Wolverine in a trailer. Really fucking get my blood pumping. Get me hyped up, Bryan Singer. And you better have him in it. It's the rumor. I don't know if anything's confirmed yet, but it's the rumor that Wolverine's in it. He fucking better be, because you can't have an X-Men movie without him. So, with that being said, very super, super, super stoked for the Apocalypse X-Men movie. Now, let's get to what I'm going to be watching Thursday night. Boom! The Force Awakens. big Star Wars fan. It's the one thing that I can remember as a child that like kind of blew my mind, and I was trading cards and action figures and all that shit as a child. And I mean, you know, 43 years later, I'm still doing the fucking same shit. So, very, very excited for this movie. Now, I've had some people ask me for some thoughts and predictions. I don't know. I have no thoughts, no predictions. If I have a prediction to make, J.J. Abrams is going to kill it. He's not made a movie that I haven't liked yet. So, therefore, it's going to be awesome. The early reviews are starting to filter in. Everybody's loving it. So, is it going to be an episode 1, an episode 2, an episode 3? No, it's not going to be. It's going to be better than those. So, my prediction is you're going to forget about the prequels altogether when this movie hits. So, if I have a prediction to make, that's it. Now, what am I wanting to see? I'm fascinated by Kylo Ren. He's cool looking, the mask, the voice, his connection with Vader, the Knights of the First Order. What the fuck is that about? Who is that? I want to join up. Where do I get the Knights of the First Order shirt at? You know what I mean? So, he did a great job of capturing my imagination. I know a lot of people didn't like the broadsword lightsaber. I loved it. I thought it was dope. I knew what it was exactly when I seen it. So, I'm so excited for this movie. I cannot wait. And with that, I have my top 5. There it is, 5 moments from the Star Wars sagas. Now, I had to think about these, because some of them made a list, and I had to fucking mark them out after I thought about other shit. But number 5 was Mos Eisley Cantina, or the Creature Cantina, as more it's commonly referred to. I remember being a child and seeing this, and I knew what bars were, and I was kind of fascinated by bars. Maybe it's probably what's contributing to my drinking problem, but I didn't know what one was, right? Now, you know, when Luke and them went into this bar, and it was like all these creatures, and, you know, you got this weird looking dude playing the flute, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. Flute, saxophone. But, I mean, I was blown away by that, and it really, like, early in the film, captured my imagination. It's still one of the things I think about the most. So, really, really cool element of Star Wars. That's my number 5. Number 4 was the introduction of Han Solo. I was blown away by Han Solo. I wanted to be Han Solo. I wanted to act like Han Solo. I'd never seen a dude so cool in my life. A guy that had no idea what the hell he was doing, but the way he did it was just so cool. I mean, loved Han Solo. So the introduction of Han Solo. Han Solo is one of my favorite original movie characters of all time. Loved him, still love him to this day. Very, very excited he's in the new movie. 3 was a Luke going to Dagobah to train with Yoda. Now you think, well, why wouldn't Yoda? Yoda was a big part of that. But it was like, I love movies that show, like, the year 1 stuff. And to me, that was kind of like Luke Skywalker Jedi year 1. He goes to Dagobah. He knew shit about being a Jedi. So what do you go to? You go to the Rocky Balboa of Jedis, which is Yoda. So I thought that was so cool, and with the swamp setting, and it was just nasty. He's training like a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's one of the things I keep coming back to. And Yoda's such an intriguing character all on his own. So all that with the Dagobah stuff was big highlight for me. Number 2. Now, this one kind of, you know, did the, you know, the whole I'm milking the cow thing. It went up and down. Was Luke being told by Vader that he was his father. And I mean, nobody's seen that shit coming. There was no fucking internet then. No one knew. You know, people may have had some theories back then, but nobody knew. I mean, that was a, you know, bombshell from hell. No way, you know. So, and then it all started to make sense. So it was kind of like I was at the age where, you know, I didn't watch soaps with my parents or anything like that. So the whole, you know, big reveal, and then you go back and you see, oh my God, it makes sense. All that was just still mind blowing. I still remember how I felt when he said that, and I remember grabbing my dad, being like, "What the fuck just happened?" You know, like, "Please, Dad, explain this to me. I don't know. My head exploded." So very, very emotional moment in the movie in Star Wars, which there really wasn't that many emotional moments, but that was one of them, and it just really resonated with me. So I thought that was really cool. That was my number 2. Now you're like, well, what the fuck was number 1 then? You're a weirdo. Number 1 was a tie. Now I know you're thinking, bitch, that's bullshit. Nobody likes ties, and they don't, and I don't like them either, but I really, really struggled with this. I didn't know what was my favorite moment. And the moment that this is the way I'm built. I like shit that gets me pumped. I like shit that gets me amped. Shit that I just can't get it out of my head. And I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, Urgh! Darth Maul in episode 1. I know. It's terrible. But in the fight with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, when they're fighting and the barriers kind of separate them, and Qui-Gon goes down into the meditative stance, and Maul just paces. This is my Maul my impression of Maul. Yeah, see, it's scary. It's scary. Like right there, and you were like, oh shit, that motherfucker looks badass. That's what Maul did. And imagine when my face is painted with tribal shit, and I got fucking horns, and a dual lightsaber. Stop. Just fucking stop. It's a great moment. They captured it beautifully. Jar Jar Binks aside, throw that shit away. That was one of my favorite moments from Star Wars. And the second favorite moment was not that it pumped me up as much as that did, but it was an oh shit moment. It's one of the things I love about comic books and movies alike, TV shows for that matter also, is the oh shit moment. Like the shit you didn't see coming, and you're like, oh my God. And then you think back, you're like, well, yeah, why wouldn't it be that way? You know what I mean? So it was the Yoda fight with Darth Tyrannus. I've fucking lost my mind when I seen Yoda pop that lightsaber and start flipping around. I mean, it was insanely awesome. I immediately wanted to go back into the theater and rewatch the whole fucking movie for that one scene. I was amazed. I mean, it looked so awesome, and Yoda was so badass, and you're like, why wouldn't he be badass? He's one of the most revered Jedi Masters of all time. So, you know, and all the shit George Lucas has done, all the bad shit, a lot of the good shit is really, really good. So I'm glad that JJ's got the helm now, and I hope the other film creators that come along after JJ do it justice, like I know he will. But, I mean, those two are my number 1 things. Like I said, it's a tie. I don't know which one I like more, but love them both. Love all 5 moments. I'm sure you've got your own. If you do, please hit me up on the blazingdefenderreport.com. Okay, it's going to be redirect to my Facebook page, or instant message me, however you want to do it, and tell me your 5 favorite moments from Star Wars. And I will read them right here on the show. I don't give a shit how many I have. If I have to fucking read them, you know, all the way down within 3 seconds, I'm going to get them in. I'll give you credit for posting them on the site. I would love to hear your thoughts on my 5, and I would love to hear your 5. So again, blazingdefenderreport.com. Please go there and tell me what you thought were your favorite 5 Star Wars moments. All right, now, you're like, wait a minute. I watched this fucking show, but this is comic book show. When the fuck is he going to talk about comic books? I'm going to talk about them right now, so shut up. I may have already discussed these books. I don't know if they were in yet, but I'm going to discuss them now because I'm pretty fucking excited about them. Yeah, I needed that. All right. These are my Dark Knight 3 variants. Now, 2 of these I had to get from a special comic vendor. This is what happens. A comic book shop buys a certain amount of books, and they get so many covers of a specific variant depending on how many copies they buy. Okay? Now, when you buy enough copies, your comic book shop gets a specific variant. Like, only that comic shop gets. It's pretty fucking cool. Okay? Now, this is one of them. This is the Rebel-based comic book shop's variant. As you can see, Frank Miller cover, Batman in the suit choking Superman. And everybody will remember that shot from The Dark Knight Returns when they fought. Such a cool cover, man. As soon as I seen this, I was instantly, I was like, oh my God, I've got to have it. I've got to have it. And then when you find out that it's a specific variant to a comic shop, you're like, holy shit, that's the only way I can get it. So, very, very excited to have that. Now, if you follow the BlazingDefenderReport.com, you know how I feel about this next guy, Tyler Kirkham. Get the fucking name down now. Because I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Jim Lee. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Frank Miller. But he's going to be something special. The dude has crazy, crazy pencils. And from what I understand, and I've seen some of his earlier stuff, he's getting better all the time. It's crazy. But this is his black and white. And this came from Hastings. You can only get this from Hastings.com. I love that. He's got the Sons of Batman and the mutants behind him, and he's bloodied up. Fucking love this cover, man. It's like one of my favorite variants of all time. No shit. It captures Batman's visceral feel, and the look on his face is like, motherfucker, you don't fuck with me. And I love it. I think it's so awesome. Now, the next one's very, very boring, but there will be a time when it's not. You're like, well, what the fuck is that? This is what you call a convention cover, people. And if this was out of the plastic, you would see it's on the covers are very, very thick. It's almost like poster board cover. And what you do is like you take this to an artist and have them sketch you a cover on it. Now, this cover right here is for Tyler Kirkham. I'm going to see him in April, the last week in April in Cincinnati. He's going to sketch me a cover on this. I'm going to make sure that he does. I'll stand in line. I'll pay whatever I got to pay. But he's going to sketch me a cover on this and sign it. So, Kirkham, this is yours, bro. So very, very excited about Dark Knight 3. It was an excellent, excellent book. Have I not reviewed it yet? Maybe I haven't. Let's talk about it. I can't give anything away at the end. But it's basically Batman is back in the world. Now you're saying, well, that's what happened in Dark Knight 3. You're right, it did. But Batman's been gone for a while. The world has changed from the last time Batman had entered the fray. And really, the book is very good. You're introduced to some Kryptonians. We don't know who they are exactly yet. You got a good idea once you read. Again, no spoilers. But at the end, there's a big reveal at the end. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. Or is it part of the deception? Because we know Bats is big on deception. So, if you have not read The Dark Knight 3, you need to. You really, really, really need to. It's a great jumping on point for a brand new story. If you're a big Batman fan, Brian Azzarello is amazing writer. I know a lot of people didn't like The Dark Knight Strikes Again. I'm going to do a separate episode on that book because I didn't like it either. But in light of this one coming out, there's been some new information. I'm going back and rereading things, and it's starting to make more sense to me. So, be another show altogether, but DK3, get it now, Master Race. You're gonna miss out if you do not get this book, I promise you. All right, now, if I was a really like a good podcaster, I would have like some acid metal jazz ukulele shit play right now, because now you're in the indie corner, the indie corner, the indie corner, the indie corner. See how I did that? It was like stereo shit. All right. Like I said, top dollar production shit here at the BDR studios. And that's for you, Chad, because you say I don't fucking read indies. So fuck you. All right. Jacked. I have been wanting to read this for a while. Now, I don't know if you can see that or not. Who the creator is, the writer, is a guy named Eric Kripke. Now, if you know anything about TV, Eric Kripke, excuse me, he is the writer and creator of Supernatural, the TV show. I fucking love Supernatural. Sam and Dean are two of my favorite brother TV people of all time. I love Dean. Dean is me. If I was a monster killer, a monster hunter, I would be Dean. He is me. If you want to know how I am in real life, watch Supernatural, and the shit Dean says, the shit Dean does, it's me. So when I seen Eric Kripke was writing a comic book, I'm like, I'm fucking in. Now, set the premise for you. Middle-aged to 40-year-old guy, big-time midlife crisis. He's watching porn all day. His job sucks. His boss shits on him. His wife doesn't respect him. His kid looks at him like a loser. The shit sounded familiar. I hope not. But it is real life, and this guy is struggling with this. Now, he has a brother that is a dentist, and he's telling him, he's like, look, man, you need to get on this shit called nootropics. Now, which me, I'm a big alpha brain user, which is a nootropic, I knew exactly what he was talking about. And he's like, man, you got to get on these nootropics, and it's a fountain of youth, and blah, blah, blah. Which I don't know about that. But so he gets his brother thinking like, well, fuck, man, I can use something. My life sucks. I'll try anything. So he gets online and he's looking at all this. Well, he sees an advertisement for a pill called Jacked, talking about more energy, more cognitive function, last longer in bed, and all this shit. And he's like, fuck it. Boom. Hits click. Gets his shit in the mail, right? Takes his pills. Goes to the batting cage with his boy. His boy, little kid, he's whiffing in the batting cage. Well, there's this, this kind of big jacked guy on the outside of the cage, like, hey, kid, you need some help with your swing, I'll help you. And his dad's like, whoa, I'm his dad, I'll help him. So you're like, oh, shit, this dude's getting ready to crank it out of the park, right? Whiff, And his kid's like, Dad, I think I'm ready to go. Like, you've embarrassed me enough, motherfucker. Well, the dad hears the jacked guy that wanted to help, laugh, and he gets real pissed off. And as he walks away, you see the fence post is mangled where he grabbed it. So as they're driving home, the dad has this psychedelic experience. He's seeing all these colors and shit, and they're like, what the hell? And he basically, can't drive anymore. Goes home, goes to bed. He's going to work the next day. He sees a huge crash. And he's like, holy shit. There's a guy trapped inside the car. The car's on fire. His son's with him. He's taking his son to school before work. And he gets out of the car, rips the door off, pulls the guy out. And everybody's like, what the hell? And he's like, what the hell? And so the son's looking at him different, everything. Now, just the first issue, guys. Very, very great. It's a great first issue. The artwork's great. The storyline's great. I went into it a little deeper than I wanted to, but I was very, very happy with the first issue. You could tell a lot from the first issue. So, Jacked by Eric Kripke. Please check it out. It's from the Vertigo line. It's an indie, and that's for you, Chad. All right, my next one is by Grant Morrison, Claws. Now, you're like, Claws with a K? That looks familiar. Well, it should be. This is the origin story of Santa Claus. And it may not be an origin story that you're quite familiar with. I'll be honest. I'm not a big Grant Morrison fan. I know sometimes he takes a few issues to get running. I just don't like the dialogue in this. Now, I'm going to stay with it because the Blazing Defender Report rule is 3 episodes or 3 issues. I'm going to give him 3 issues, and if they suck, I'm out. It's okay. It's no big deal. But, money is important. And I can't spend $3.99 on a book that sucks when I can get a new book for $3.99 that could be great. So if you can't get me hooked into 3 issues, then I'm out. That's just my rule, and that's just something that I've learned from experience. So it's pretty cool so far, but I don't like how this Claus character is like this rough fur trader, and then he kind of dealt with some adversity, and then he starts wanting to make toys for kids. I don't get it. But that's okay. They're going to tell a story, and hopefully within 3 issues, they've told enough story to get me reinvested into the book. So, Claus by Grant Morrison. All right, my next book, Batman 47. Batman, or should I say, a Batman, Commissioner Gordon in the bat suit, called AKA Rookie, is going against a character called Bloom. Now, Bloom has been a very odd villain for the Bat mythos. I'm digging him more this issue. You get a little more back story for Bloom here, and I like him a lot more than I have in the past. But on the same token, I'm ready for Bloom to be done. I'm ready for his story to be over with. The last page of this book was worth it. Cannot spoil it. I will not spoil it. But all Batman aficionados will love this last page. It's Bruce Wayne, which, as we know, Bruce Wayne he doesn't remember being Batman. He doesn't remember being Bruce Wayne, or so we think. I'm pretty convinced that he don't. And someone sits beside him and they have a conversation, or it looks like the beginning of a conversation, and you're like, what the fuck? So, very big oh shit moment. I told you I love oh shit moments. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, they're going to go down as the 2 best writer-artist combinations on Batman in history. So, again, great issue of 47. Now, staying with the Batman line, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 1. Now, there is a Tyler Kirkham cover that I do not have, but I will have eventually. I have bought it on eBay. It's just not here yet, but you'll see it when it gets here. The black and white cover. It's fucking dope. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, what the hell? What's up with that? That's fucking stupid. You would think, but it's not. Very, very cool. The Ninja Turtles are basically out of time. They're either out of time or out of dimension. It really hasn't been established yet, but they are in Gotham. They are stealing things to try to rebuild a machine to get them back. Batman has become aware because one of the machines, or actually all the machines, are Wayne Tech. And now Batman's like, wait a minute, you're stealing things that are weird and they go together. What's going on? So, going to be a typical thing. I think they're going to have a fight. Then they're going to band together against the villain, which it looks like Shredder is in Gotham also. Somehow they're all time displaced or dimension displaced. So, pretty good first issue, I'm not going to lie. The art was pretty good. The banter was funny with the Turtles. But now the next issue, we should have more Turtle Batman interaction, and I'm really curious to see where that goes. So pretty cool. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. All right, Robin War begins right here, y'all. #1. And as you can see on the cover, that is a Court of Owls mask. So the Court of Owls are going to be involved. Now, I have been reading some of the Robin books in preparation for Robin War. Been very, very excited for it. This is really cool. I love the Robin dynamic with all the different, with Jason Todd and Damian and Dick Grayson, all these guys. They all bring something different to the table. None of them really get along, but they get along for the greater good, and now the Court of Owls is fucking with them, and this was just number one, and it kind of sets the scene for what's to come, of course, but the artwork is really, really cool. I just love Jason Todd. Jason Todd is, I mean, he might be my favorite Robin, and I love Damian, too. There's an appearance by Gordon's Batman. So we're keeping it still in the DC continuity, which I really like, because DC is horrible for keeping DC continuity intact. But since Robin War is going to run through so many different books, I think they have to do that. But I'm glad they are, because trust me, just because DC needs to do something, don't mean they'll do it. So Robin War, number one, really, really cool. If you like the Robins, then you're going to want to get on this. If you like the Court of Owls, you're going to want to get on this. So, Robin number one. Now, Secret Wars number 8. And I know what you're thinking, what the fuck, Secret Wars? I forgot all about that. Yeah, a lot of people have, because the shit is so late. Come on, dog. I mean, aside from Beak, you're a rock star. I get it. But you gotta get your shit out on time, man. Let me tell you, Secret Wars, I'm not even gonna get into it, because it's a whole other fucking podcast. And I might have another show just based on Secret Wars. Once we find out how it fucking ends. Because we don't know how it ends. This is number 8. There were only supposed to be 8 issues. Well, I guess the higher-ups at Marvel read the first 8 issues and went, holy shit, we've got to add another issue to tell the story. And they did. So now they're adding issue 9, which was supposed to be out in January. Well, now it's delayed till February. So now you've got all these new number 1s coming out. And if you've watched my show before with Doctor Strange and all these other number 1 titles that I'm reviewing, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, and it's like, I don't know how these people got here. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm hoping Secret Wars ties it up. Now in this issue, you've finally got some beginnings of the big battle between Doom and all the Dominions or domains of Battle World. You've got the mutants coming in. You got T'Challa he's controlling the mutant zombies, which I still don't know how that happened. Valeria Richards is finally starting to figure it all out. You got the Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe and our universe, 616 universe. They're finally combining forces and they've got a plan in place, which I still don't know what it is. Issue 9 is going to have to be double sized. It's going to have to be 60 pages. I have loved Secret Wars, and if you've watched the show, you know I've been a big fan of Secret Wars. The art has been amazing. The story has been good up until now. It's convoluted. So I just need some things tied up. I need some things tied together. So, Secret Wars number 8, great artwork. I'm keep my fingers crossed. They're gonna come good. They're gonna come through, and something that has been so good. I got a feeling they're gonna hit it home run with this 9th issue. So fingers crossed. But Secret Wars number 8, fairly good. Now, the Black Knight number 2. And it says versus the Uncanny Avengers. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Black Knight number 2? Well, you haven't reviewed Black Knight number 1. And you would be an astute observer, my friend, because no, I have not. I didn't know if I was or not, to be honest. Review any of them. It's okay. I was a big Black Knight fan when I was a kid, when he was not an original member of the Avengers, but a member of the Avengers with Jack of Hearts and all that group, Wasp. But they're in Weird World. And somehow, we don't know how yet, because Battle World hasn't fucking ended yet, Black Knight is the ruler of Weird World. How'd that happen? I don't know. Marvel knows, but they're not telling nobody yet. So now this realm exists. The Black Knight is there. The Avengers come in because the Avengers, for whatever reason, I don't know why they don't want the Black Knight ruling Weird World, or they're trying to bring him back. It's not really said yet, but they have a big fight. Black Knight and his group do pretty well against the Avengers. And then at the end, he kind of shows his hand like it was time. It's kind of like the flanking move on a battlefield. Like, you got one main force going against another main force, and then when the chips look down, you got another force flanking in from the side. And that's kind of the difference in the battle. Well, that's kind of what happens here in Weird World. But I'm very, very curious on how this is going to play out. And I know that Akron, which was in the Weird World series of Battle World, is still in Weird World. Where the fuck is he at? He's a pretty badass barbarian. So where's he at? And that series hasn't started yet. So confusion abound. I apologize. I do not know. When I know, you'll know. And we'll figure it all out together. But Black Knight, this is issue number 2. I'm giving them to the 3rd issue to make me want to buy the 4th. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. The next book I'm pretty proud of. This is Daredevil number 1. This is a Tim Sale variant. It's pretty cool. As you can see, he's got the Frank Miller, there he goes, Batman Daredevil right there. You got the original, you got the red, of course, and then you got the Shadowland armor Daredevil. So you kind of got all 4 big Daredevil costumes on one shot there with Tim Sale's art, which is fucking amazing. So very happy to grab that before it was sold. It was the only one at my comic shop, and I ended up getting it. Daredevil number 1. Some big changes for Daredevil since Battle World. He's not a public defendant anymore. He's a prosecuting attorney, which, if you know Daredevil, that's pretty big. That's a big change. He's not defending people anymore. He's prosecuting bad guys. So how did that happen? I have no idea. No idea how that happened. But there's some other things that I don't know what happened. What I will tell you, without spoiling a lot of the surprises in Daredevil, is it was very, very good. It's a great jumping on point for the fans of the Netflix show. So I would say that if you've got a loved one in your life or something and they're looking for a good comic to jump onto, this is going to be a very, very good book to jump onto right now. You don't even have to know anything about Battle World. You don't have to know anything about Daredevil. If you've got somebody that's a big fan of the show and they're kind of wanting to get into comic books, get them on this right now. Issue number 1's out, so go get it. All right. Now, the Ultimates, number 2. And you see we got the big purple people eater right there, Galactus. Big, big changes in store for Galactus. What has happened to Galactus? Now, I know what I've read on the internet, but what I've read in this book, I'm a little confused by. When I say they, the group of Ultimates, which is T'Challa, the Black Knight, the Black Panther, Blue Marvel, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, and you've got, stay with me here for a second. I just want to say that Captain Marvel is pretty badass, and so is the Black Panther. But, Miss America. America Chavez. That's the person I'm thinking of. America Chavez, who came from Battle World. Okay, this is the new group of Ultimates. They are attacking big, big problems. Galactus, the big purple guy right there. So I'm kind of like rubbing his nipple. See him rubbing it? See, I think, did you see him smile? Did you see him smile? Galactus freak. But anyway, they have changed Galactus. They ended up finding the incubator that Galactus was created in eons ago. And they get him in it, and there's been some changes made, and we don't know what the changes are. Now, like I said, I know what I've read on the internet, but I do not know. At the end, you know something has drastically changed in Galactus. So, pretty big deal, honestly. This is a jumping on point. I'm sure the next couple issues are going to dive in deeper. So, if you're a Galactus fan or a Marvel fan, it's kind of a big deal. So, Al Ewing, the writer on this. So pretty cool issue. I have to be honest. I really enjoyed the Ultimates. That's Ultimates number 2. Now, the totally awesome number 1 Hulk with Frank Pack and Frank Cho. That is Amadeus Cho right there, the 8th smartest person in the world. Now let me tell you. What's great about the Totally Awesome Hulk is it's totally awesome. Great number 1 book. It's funny. Amadeus Cho is still a child. He still is very immature about things, but he's still a genius, as the 8th smartest person in the world would be. It's so good how he uses the Hulk. Now, the question you're thinking, the question that I'm thinking is, how the fuck is he the Hulk? Don't know. Have no idea yet. But there was a little backstory with Bruce Banner and the Hulk here. So, don't know yet. But I'm going to tell you what. The action, the artwork, the storytelling, the humor. This book has it all. And I don't care. I'm not. You're asking the question when you first open the book, but as you get into the book, you realize it's going to tell you. So I'm cool with that. But it's an awesome, incredible book. If you're a big Hulk fan or you're looking for a great jumping on point with something that has a little bit of everything for somebody, Totally Awesome Hulk number 1. Excellent book. Now, I saved these last 2 books because, well, it's a Star Wars edition. Cheers. What I'm going to get to first is the Star Wars Annual. You've got Palpatine. And who's that guy down there at the bottom, you say? I'm going to tell you. His name is Eneb Ray. E-N-E-B Ray. He's a spy. He's a rebel spy that has infiltrated the Empire. And this is, I tell you, I've loved the Star Wars books. If you watch the show, you know how I feel about Star Wars, Darth Vader, Lando. They're amazing. They're amazing books. They're hitting on all cylinders. Karen Gillan, they're killing it. They're killing it on these books. What's cool about this book is now you get to see the spy story. And we all know in any kind of war or battle, you're going to have spies. This Eneb guy is a spy for the Republic. And he's not even conflicted, but he's not a good person. And he knows he's not a good person, but he knows the Empire's worse. Do we see the dichotomy here? It's pretty fucking cool. He is basically put in a situation where he has an opportunity to take a shot at the Emperor, where the Republic, the Emperor is so crafty, they never know where he's going to be or where he's going to be at. He's sent to save some senators because he has access, and in doing that, he realizes that the Emperor's coming, and they get a plan to assassinate the Emperor, and they take a shot. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but it's so good. I want more Star Wars stories like this. New characters, there's so many places you can go with this. He was wondering, he has a conversation with Princess Leia, who's his contact, how many spies are on Coruscant, okay? He has an idea. She won't tell him because it's information that he doesn't need to know in case he's captured, right? Well, at the end, you find out. And it's like, shit, super. This is a great story. if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're just a good, you like good stories, this is it, man. Star Wars Annual number 1 was incredible. Highly, highly, highly recommended. Now, Star Wars number 13? Yes, 13. Vader down, bitch. This was 3 of 6 of the Vader down line. You've got a incredible story that happened with the last Vader down issue where Luke was basically tricked by a assassin droid that looks just like C-3PO. This is one of those books where you really can't say a whole lot because you give shit away. But I'm going to tell you right now, these Star Wars books are amazing. Dr. Aphra, which I know you're like, who the fuck is that? Exactly. It's a new character who's aided Vader. You've got two assassination droids that look just like C-3PO and R2-D2. R2-D2 and B2 have a fight. It's so funny. R2 is so in character on how he outsmarts him. And I'm already giving shit away, and I don't want to do that. If I can do anything in this show, I want to tell you to buy the Star Wars books and the Darth Vader book. They're the two best books, hands down, every week. They have been for the last 14 months. They're the best books on the shelf. So please, if you're a Star Wars fan, and these are canon. I was trying to explain this to my physical therapist the other day. These are canon. The comic books are canon. These are things that everything that happens in this book has a potential to happen on the movie screen. So that in itself is pretty fucking cool. Especially from a guy who read a lot of the extended universe stuff from the Clone Wars, which is not canon anymore, which really sucks. But there were some very, very good stories. I'm not mad that I read them. I just, it's fine because I'm reading canon now. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you like comic books, or you're thinking about getting into comic books, these are the ones to get. Darth Vader and Star Wars. Now, Chewbacca's great, Lando's great, Leia's great. Those are all really good books, okay? Get Star Wars. Get Darth Vader. Get those books. Fuck it. I'm not saying any more about it. All right. That is it for the comic book reviews, guys. Super, super good 2 weeks, I guess it was. I think it was booked for 2 weeks. I know we're over an hour now, but like I said, I'm drunk and I babble, and this is what you're watching, man. All right. Now, I covered up my fucking show notes because I'm an idiot. All right. Christmas ideas. I've had a bunch of people hit me up for what do I get the girl in my life that they like comic books, but they've never really bought a comic book, never seen a real comic book. Okay, listen to me. I've got an answer for you. It's a great answer. It's like one of the best answers I can give you. Trade paperbacks. Okay? Go to Books A Million, go to eBay, go to Amazon. Type in that person's favorite character. Okay, he's a Star Wars fan. This is like a reverse segue. McFall, you listening? A reverse segue. He's a Star Wars fan. Go to Amazon and put in Star Wars Volume 1 trade paperback. Boom. You're going to get the first 6 or 7 issues of the Star Wars series. Okay? I believe Volume 2's out also. No, Volume 2 is not out because they're only on 13. So it would just be the first 7, but that's okay. It's a fucking Christmas gift, and you're introducing him to something that's super fucking awesome. So, trade paperbacks. If he's a Hulk fan, if he's a Captain America fan, whatever, just go. I mean, I know there's a lot of trade paperbacks. What I was trying to do was compile a list. If I get enough interest, I'll make a list of, like, if he's a Captain America fan, I've got 3 trade paperbacks right off the top of my head that I can name for him. Or if he's a Thor fan, I can name 3 trade paperbacks right off the top of my head that I loved that he would probably love too. So trade paperbacks for the comic book lover in your life for Christmas. And with that said, I hope everybody has a fucking happy holiday. All right, now, I've gotten a lot of requests for this. I'm really behind on them. So what I did was, out of the 30 that I had, I took maybe 10 of the ones that I thought were relevant. And you know, if you want to know if I'm married, you can go to my Facebook page. If you want to know all the other shit, you can go to my Facebook page. So, trying to keep it show related, but I did say I would answer whatever you ask me, and that is still true. If you want to ask the Blazing Defender a question, go to theblazingdefender.com, go to blazingdefender@gmail, go to Blazing Defender at Twitter, and ask me a question. I will give you props on the show. I'm going to read your fucking Twitter handle right here, and I will answer the question on the air. And I swore I would do this, and I'll continue to do this. No question is off base. That's not how I do my show. We are fucking raw, uncut, and to the fucking hilt. All right. First question. And I've not gotten this yet, which I was shocked until I seen this. Who's my favorite superhero? Fuck me. You know, like I had to fucking pack the bowl extra deep on this one and search myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to like fucking peer back into my psyche to find out who I fucking love and why. Two people obviously come to mind. Then the third one creeped in. Okay? Batman and Captain America. I cannot give you a favorite. Those are 1A and 1B, and I would not know which one 1A is. Batman is like, I love him because he is every man that he has the ability. Every man has the ability that Batman has if he's driven. And Batman is the epitome of being driven, of obsession. It's a sickness, really. Batman's a fucked up individual. I think we can all attest to that. But if Batman was a doctor, he would be the greatest neurosurgeon to ever hold a fucking scalpel on somebody's head. If he was a basketball player, he'd be the greatest basketball player there ever was. A quarterback, he'd be the best quarterback. He is like the best athlete in the genius brain, when the most driven individual that there is. There's only one Bruce Wayne. And you know what? I think it's funny. The argument is who would win a fight between Batman and fill in the blank. And the answer always is Batman. And he has no powers. You know, it's like, what the fuck? But Batman has a backup plan for everything. He had a backup plan in case his mind was taken over. He implanted a psychic being, and not a being really, but an alter ego in his psyche in case his mind was taken over that would get him back. I mean, what the fuck? Hey, and I said I wasn't a Grant Morrison fan, and that was fucking Grant Morrison. So fucking cheers, Grant Morrison. I never thought in a million years I would give you props on the internet, and I'm fucking doing it. Shit. Alright. The next one is Cap. Cap is, I love anybody. Cap is Superman. They're really close. And why is because of what they believe in. It's unwavering. There's no way Cap will ever go back on his principles, on his morality. There's no way. He won't do it. He will die first. And that's an incredible attribute to have. I like to think I have it, but has it been tested like it has in Cap stories? Of course not. And I hope to God it's never tested like it is tested in Cap stories. But it's something that I aspire to. He and Batman both have so many things that I want to have, to strive to be better. Which leads me into the next character. This is the guy that I'm most like. Thor. He's a Viking. He drinks. He, has sex with chicks. He likes to fight. I'm Thor. That if any superhero, but he tries to do the right thing, always. Now, usually it involves beating somebody up, but I am Thor. I am so Thor. It's like, but I know in society, not being a fucking superhero or a Norse god or the king or the future king of Asgard, for that matter, you can't do that. So I try to be Cap and I try to be Batman. I try to like use my brain, or you know what I mean? Instead of being like, have at thee, motherfucker, and whack, you know? I mean, that's my default is Thor. So I love Thor because he speaks to me. But I look up to Cap, Batman, Superman. I look up to those characters. All right, enough on that. But very good question. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Servin77 at Twitter. Servin77 at Twitter asked me that. Very, very great question. Great question. This is from B Bubbles. Which she kind of looks like a cosplayer. She's kind of hot, I guess. Do I have a cat? Yes, I have a cat. Thank you for asking. His name's Echo. I used to have a dog and 2 cats, and I lost one of my cats and my dog in the last year. It's been a fucking shit year for the Jones family and animals. My wife had the cat for 18 years. I had her for about 8. She was amazing. She made me a cat fan. If it wasn't for Dixie, there would be no Echo, which is my new cat. He's 3, and he's an insane fuck. And I love him. He's a beast. He's like 16 pounds, and he's solid. And, you know, he's like a fucking mountain lion. I love him. But, yes, I do have a cat, and thank you for asking me, Bubbles. All right. And this one is from I Rock Slot. S-L-O-T, I Rock Slot. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that means. Don't know if I want to. At Twitter. By the way, all these are from Twitter. How tall am I and how much do I weigh? Okay. I said you can go to Facebook for all this shit, but I don't know if that's on there. I'm 5'11". I'm just a hair under 6 foot, and I'm 238 pounds at the moment. I tore my bicep in August. So my training has not been what it usually is, but my weight still has stayed pretty good. I'm, in decent shape, not as good a shape as I'd like to be in because of my arm, but it's getting better. It's getting a lot better. So that's the answer to that. I Rock Slot. What is my favorite comic book of all time? This is by D. Sinise _56. D. Sinise _56 at Twitter. My favorite comic book of all time. This is kind of hands down for me. This is not even a question. The Dark Knight Returns. It's a story about Batman. He's in his middle to late 50s maybe. He's been out of it for a long time. Gotham has went to shit, and he comes back to Gotham to kick fucking ass and take names. It's the comic book that got me back into comic books after, I got at them through college and all that shit. Really just didn't have the money. Didn't even have the money then, to be honest. But Dark Knight Returns, my hands down, my favorite fucking comic book. Love it, love it, love it. But thank you for that question. Next question by Roose, ROOSETOH at Twitter. Hope I didn't fuck that up. It might say something, but I can't see it from here. Do I think there's too much violence in comic books? Let me tell you something. You obviously don't watch the show, but that's okay. I'm going to answer the question anyway. There could never be enough violence in comic books. No, I'll take that back. I love a good story. I love a great story, but I love a great story that's driven by violence. There's a special forces saying that says there's no problem that can't be solved by the appropriate amount of explosives, which I take that as the appropriate amount of violence. Like, everything can be solved by it. Everything. So, I mean, of course, that's a special forces saying, but no, I love violence, but I've read books in the past that were violence, and there was really no story driving it. So I really didn't care whether the character was beat up, hurt, dead, killed, if he killed somebody, How did he feel when it killed him? You know what I mean? So violence is just another tool like sex, love, envy, friendship. All these things are aspects of a story where, as a lot of books do, not just comic books, but in comic books we get that image. We get that visceral image of someone's fucking head getting sliced off, or someone's fucking nose getting busted, or their teeth getting knocked out, or their fucking eyeball blasted, you know? That's what made me fall in love with comics when I was a kid. Wolverine was one of my favorite characters when I was a child, because me and my dad, you know, I've told the story before, but my dad would read me comic books as I sat on his lap. I couldn't even fucking read. And he would read them to me. And Wolverine was probably not at the time the best role model for a 7-year-old or a 5-year-old. But, you know, it was awesome. He'd smoke cigars, and he would drink beer, and he would fucking stab people. So it was really cool, and I loved Wolverine, and violence was a big part of that. So no, I don't think there's too much violence in comic books. Now, are you asking me that to say would I recommend the Legend of Luther Strode to your 5-year-old? Well, fuck no, I wouldn't. That's retarded. No, I would never do that. That's not something a child should be watching or looking at, for that matter. But kids will. But no, for me personally, never too much violence, as long as it's story driven. Who will I vote for? This was a pretty good one, and this is by bstaff_79 at Twitter. Yeah, it's 79. I'll vote for fucking Steve Rogers when he runs for fucking president. I really don't want to get into the political shit, but I did say I would answer the question. The candidates right now are horrible. I really can't see myself voting for Hillary. I really can't see myself voting for Trump. I've got to vote for somebody. Maybe I'll write in and vote for the Blazing Defender. Maybe I'll write in Steve Rogers. Who fucking knows? Maybe Chris Evans will fucking run. I have no idea. It's all so fucked up right now. And I do not know. I do not know, but I'll be when I decide, I'll be the first to let you know. I promise. The next one is by JBeam77. Jim Beam, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I know he's dead, but I know he's got a lot of family out there. What is my favorite bourbon? Well, Jim Beam77, my favorite bourbon, there's two to come to mind straight away. Russell's Reserve, not the single barrel, that's like $70. Russell's Reserve, which you can get it for like $35. You get it on sale for $29. That's my favorite right now. I love it. It's got great flavor. It's got a great price. Love it. And then Basil Hayden, Jim Beam product. So that's one of my favorites, and I've always loved it. I got one bad bottle a long time when I went to Beam for a tour. I bought a bottle of Basil Hayden. My brother never tried it. I'm like, yo, man, we gotta try this, bro. Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, it was awful. Hated it. My brother, I don't think he's had it since. I guess I got a bad bottle because the next bottle I bought, it was great. It was fine. It's been good ever since. So Russell's Reserve and Basil Hayden would be my two favorite bourbons. How long have I had my beard? By Shanta6 __. Yes, Shanta6 at Twitter. How long have I had my beard? I've had my beard since August, and I'm going to have it for a few more weeks. Hopefully, I'm going back to work in January. I've been off injured. I tore my bicep tendon in August. The fire department, we cannot work while we're going to physical therapy, and I'm not 100% yet. But I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer each week. But in January, first week in January, it's probably going to come off. I'm going to be devastated. I'm going to be fucking devastated. But another 12 months, 18 months, hopefully I'll have it back. So we'll talk about that then. But that's how long I've had my beard. And This is from Santa6 / maybe MYBE at Twitter. Some of these Twitter handles are fucking weird. But this was a fucking great question. So I don't want to make sure I fuck his name up. How hard is it to carry a show without a co-host? I don't know if you've watched this show or not then, because if you watch the show, then you may know. But if you haven't watched the show, I don't know how you would ask that if you hadn't seen the show. So maybe you've seen it. It's extremely fucking difficult. When I first had the idea to do a podcast, another firefighter and I were going to have a podcast together. And we were going to do a show, and we were going to talk about fire-related stuff. Well, then as we started diving into content, I realized that we can't do this. I can't say this stuff. We didn't have our 20 years on yet, which is our retirement. We were eligible for retirement then. So I scrapped it. He thought we could still do it. I'm a very uncensored person. I'm not going to talk around anything. So that's the reason we didn't do that show together. So when I hurt my arm, I wanted to start a show. I had time, and I'm like, I want to do a podcast. What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about comic books and that type of media. So that's when I started this show. And then as the first few shows went, I realized, holy shit, when you're not carrying on a conversation with somebody, you kind of have to carry on a conversation with yourself, which is strange, but you still have to keep the audience involved. And I try to be humorous, and I know I fell on many levels, guys, and I apologize. But it's very, very difficult. I've got some stuff in the works. I know I've been fucking saying this for weeks. It just hasn't happened yet the way I wanted it to, because I want it to be perfect. I'm going to have some co-hosts where I'm going to sit down and just have some podcast stuff where me and some guys talk about comic books, we talk about movies. We just have a conversation, and that's really all a podcast is. But I've had conversation with guys, and when I leave, I go, fuck, that would have been a great podcast. That would have been an awesome episode where people can get different views and guys get into conversations and bring up great points, and there's arguments and debauchery, and it's great. So I've got a lot of that in the works. I'm very, very excited about this Thursday. I'm going to start doing some interviews and getting some more people involved with the BDR report. So I'm very excited for things coming up, but it is a very, very difficult to carry a show by myself. But, I do the best I can, man. Fuck. And let me tell you what, bourbon helps. So, with that said, I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Again, happy birthday, Jimmy. Good friend of mine, good friend of the show's. I hope you had a good one. I hope everybody gets out and sees the fucking Star Wars Force Awakens, this weekend. I will be there Thursday. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Twitter. I don't know if I'm going to be on Periscope or the live app for Facebook yet. I'm going to do one of the others. So if you want to see it live, you want to comment, please join the fun. That's what I want. I want this show to have fucking 2 million subscribers, 2 million viewers. And when I get on Periscope, it's just fucking hearts and chats and questions, and no one will be happier than me. But please check me out on Thursday. Go to blazingdefenderreport.com. There's going to be more and more stuff come your way. I've got a lot of stuff in the works. I'm on the cusp of really dialing up the production value of the show, maybe, right? Yeah, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, you are. So, but anyway, guys, thank you very much. And if there's not another comic book show before Christmas, please have a fucking happy Christmas. There definitely will be something before the new year. So keep your eyes peeled. And with that, the Blazing Defender is out. Peace, you all. Love each other.